Good afternoon. My name is Percival Mapano. I'm 39 years old, living with the 4 kids. I start my skills of welding since 2002. I started in a fishing company. I worked 3 years in that company from 2002 to 2005. My work in that company is maybe I can say maintenance in hydraulic and also welder. We do the pipings which use to the hydraulic system, like hydraulic pump, hydraulic motor, and some equipment using hydraulic. Then after 3 years, I decided to resign to that company because they give us, I can say, small salary. That's why I decided to resign and look for a new company. And then after 2006, I found a new employer in the Philippines, which is a dual company, where the work is to make ladder, frames, railings made of stainless steel pipe. In this company, I learned how to read the plan, isometric plan, and also structural. That was my first time. And then it's also my first time to use a MIG welding in this company. I worked in that company in 1 year. So I worked 2006 to 2007, and then after I resigned, I decided to go abroad to earn much better. I'm lucky to be hired from a trailer factory in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. I worked in Riyadh in 2 years, from 2007 to 2009. In this company, I learned how to make chassis for a trailer and a dump box. And then I also learned here how to fabricate a dump box and develop my skills of MIG welding, and also learn how to use plasma cutting and oxyacetylene. Then after 2 years, I go back to the Philippines and did not go back again in Saudi. I look for a new country, a new employer, which can give a much good salary, and I found it in Japan. I heard in Japan in 2010 to 2013. I finished a 3 years contract without going back to the Philippines, straight 3 years. In this company, I work as a pipe welder. The diameter of the pipe starts from 3 inches to 16 inches diameter. There's three types of pipes that we work on that company. It's stainless steel, galvanized iron, and black iron. And we use MIG welding, but MIG welding process, but EPCOW procedure. And I also use GTAW or a TIG for the root pass of the small pipe for the pressurized system, like used for the oil and some water, which used in a water pump. Then after 3 years, I really developed my skill in that company for using MIG, EPCOW, and GTAW. I also use an automatic machine in Japan. I operate an automatic machine in 1 year. Then after 3 years, I go back to the Philippines again, and then look for another new country, in a much better country. And then I've heard in Australia. I heard in Australia 2014. Then 2014 to 2015, I worked in a Taiwanese company that have a project base project only in Naura, in Bumaderi. So the project was not get long. It's done much earlier than they expected. That's why after 1 year, the employer, our employer, the Taiwanese employer, give us what's this? Give us I mean they giving up us. They said to us that the project was already finished, so we need to find a new employer, because in Australia there's after your contract will be ceased, you have 90 days to find a new employer. And then after that, and before the 90 days lap, I found a new employer in Wagga Wagga. That is the burn trailer factory. In that company, I learned again a new one. I know how to fabricate, I know how to weld, I know how to cut, but different in the burn trailer factory, I made an aluminum steel, an aluminum tipper from chassis to body of the tipper. I fabricate the tailgate, the grain door, the I-beam to use for the chassis, and then fully welded. And then after 1.5 years, I did not expect that they did not process. They did not process very. I mean, they did not direct processing the visa or the nomination to the immigration. They only use a computer to lodge my nomination. That's why before my nomination release, my visa was already been cancelled. That's why I'm here in the Philippines now and looking for a new employer and a new chance to work in Australia. At this point, I will show how I weld 2F position using MIG G-mount. I'm going to show how I weld at 3F position in G-mount. Once again, this is my finish welding of the 2F position. And this is my finish welding to the 3F position.
Finish.